Coach T podcast, and the NFL show is presented by Turner Sports Training, TST.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is? Yeah. You know what time it is?
You are watching a master at work.
Some people are probably like, what time is it? You know what time it is.
Showtime.
All right, we are back again on the Coach T NFL show with Kyle and Hicks. I am excited. I'm elated. I say that all the time. I say that all the time a lot. But I'm back with the boys, man. And I want to ask, how are you guys doing first and foremost?
Pretty good. I'm feeling good. I've been feeling real good since I saw that good Eagles victory on Sunday. So, hurt so good, as I like to say. Other than that, I've just been enjoying these last kind of dog days of summer. Get these nice sunsets and sky views and all that football weather, smelling the air, fall's coming. But yeah, I've been feeling pretty good. How about you guys?
Yeah, man, I've been doing good. Not as good as you guys over there, obviously, as my Colts took a little beating, as you guys all told me as well. But it's okay. We'll be on the way back. I guess you could say I was wincing at my pain as well this weekend. But I'm doing well.
Good. Seems like personally you guys are doing well. It is football season. We are in full tilt with that. Me personally, I'm doing well too. My wife and I, we actually close on our home in about a week. So actually 8 days exactly. So really excited about that. Baby boy, he's doing well, growing up strong. I have a 14-month-old. How do you say that? 14-month-old? Okay. She's shaking her head like, yeah. Yeah, I got my wife right next to me. She's shaking her head like, yeah, you got that right. So man, life is good there. Our football team, we won our second game in a row. We beat Culver Academy, smacked them up too, 49-6. So football's good. The wife is good. Happy wife, happy life. The baby's good. Health is there. So I really can't complain, man. So let's talk some football.
Let's do it.
Talk to him.
All right, cool. So we are going to begin with one of our reoccurring segments, Stock Up, Stock Down. Go through our stock up player and our stock up team, and then our stock down player and our stock down team. So who would like to begin? Let me ask that. I can begin if you guys would like.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so my stock up team, I don't want to take your Eagles, so I'll let you ride with that, Hicks. My stock up team, because I was really dogging this team, and honestly, this coach was he was my stock down coach for the year. I'm going to go with the Saints. The way they smacked up on the Packers. Packers had 3 points. I told you guys about the Saints defense as well. Like, quiet as kept, they have been one of the best defenses over the last 3 to 4 years. And clearly, Drew Brees joked about it. Clearly, all they were missing was a deep ball and someone like Jameis. So that is my stock up team. I think they are going to be a force to be reckoned with all year. They have the offense. I just talked about the defense. They have that. They have a bunch of playmakers. We don't even have to talk about that anymore. I just feel like you can always count on them. And even though he was my stock down coach for the year, I mean, he's still Sean Payton. He's still a Hall of Fame coach. So that's my stock up team. What about you guys?
So my stock up team, I'm actually going to go with the Cowboys from Thursday night. They balled. I mean, they took it all the way down to the wire with the former Super Bowl champs. Dak was slinging the ball all night long. He threw 58 times, completed 42 of those. He had over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the crazy thing is he had 8 different guys catch a pass that game. 5 or 6 of them were over 50 yards. 2 of them were over 100 yards. So I think with all the hype, Cowboys always have a bunch of hype. They seem like they never produce, but I think they might be back a little bit. It might be an overreaction from week 1, but I like the Cowboys. They're my stock up.
Love it, man. Hey, I told you boys about Dak Prescott this year. I'm like a genie, man. I got foresight. Hicks, what about you?
It's crazy that, choosing the Cowboys after a loss as a team that's doing good, that's so kind of Cowboy-esque.
It is.
You know what I mean? But I actually think my stock up team, maybe as not necessarily a team that I think is going to be like a perennial, challenger for the championship or Super Bowl, but more so a team that I think looks better than anybody thought they probably were going to look. And that's the Cincinnati Bengals. They came out and beat the Vikings. Joe Burrow, they got a strong running back, Joe Mixon, and he's quiet. He's quietly been kind of consistent. He's one of those people who had scandal attached to him as soon as he came out of college. But he honestly, and then he even walked out another good running back, Giovanni Bernard. He kind of walked him out the door. So I really think that the Bengals are quietly taking a step forward as far as the type of team that they are. That's my stock up team.
Dope. Hey, and you know what? I would be remiss if I did not mention this team, the Arizona Cardinals, man.
Yes,
they showed up and showed out.
Oh, yeah.
And if you boys remember, we all picked the Titans in that matchup, and from probably 2 minutes into the game, that game was over. And we're gonna talk about two performers in that game that I have as guys that are getting off to a phenomenal start to the year. My stock down team, because now we're going to talk about teams that really disappointed. I'm going to go with the easy one, man, the Packers. Like, the way that Aaron Rodgers looked, the way that the team looked, the way that they just did not compete. It seemed like Aaron Rodgers was still on vacation during this game. Like, they had no juice to him, and if you're juiceless, you're useless. I just don't see any point in them even playing that game the way they perform. They clearly didn't step off the bus. So that's my stock down team. They look terrible. Now, the flip side of that, you can only go up from here. As terrible as they played, they're clearly embarrassed. I would be completely embarrassed if I was on that squad, if I was coaching that team. So I think they do perform better in week 2. And they happen to play my Lions, so this is probably the worst time for my Lions to play them. But we'll talk about that matchup for Monday night. I think they will perform much better, but week 1, they looked terrible, man. It looked like they did not want to be out there. So that's my stock down team.
Well, I feel like my stock down team is probably going to be the Tennessee Titans because like we said, hats off to Arizona, but this is a team that, we're talking about MVP candidate and rushing leader and Super Bowl contenders, and they just came out and took a butt whooping like a crazy one. So I think that even though people probably feel like, we always overreact week 1, but it is what it is. People probably still feel like they're going to be a contender, but I feel like it just showed, like, where was Derrick Henry? There's a chink in the armor already kind of start the year off with. So I'll say that's my stock down team. It's the Tennessee Titans.
I like it. I like it that it seems like all three of us have different ones on this, actually. I'm going to go my stock down team, the Baltimore Ravens, all right? They played a good game. Yeah, man, they played a good game and went to overtime. But if I can remember right, I might have even had the Raiders winning that game possibly.
You did.
I think I did. I didn't.
You said Lamar. You said Lamar would do really well, but then you said the Raiders would eventually win that game. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, so I was half right because Lamar was terrible, okay? I think he had, 2 fumbles. He was the team's leading rusher, and when he's Lamar Jackson, I don't think that's a big deal. But he was the lead rusher with about 80 yards, you know what I'm saying? So again, as much as I thought they were going to lose it, I didn't think they were going to lose it in that fashion. So, with all the running back issues they're having too, I'm gonna go my stock down with the Baltimore Ravens.
Talk to him.
Good. All right. This is the player edition. Okay. Stock up player. I'll let you guys go. Who wants to jump in there?
Stock up player is Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, if he was a stock, I feel like he just went through the roof this week. He went out and put up 5 touchdowns. Okay. Tutties. And I think that just him, the combination of being with Sean Payton and being that the Saints were already, looked at as a contender, he just made it look like, okay, this might be a real team that is coming to do some work. So I'll say Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis was actually my stock up player as well. All for the same reasons, 5 touchdowns, he's balling. I think he really just showed out there, like, this is why they made me the starter. You know what I'm saying? I think he really just shut down all the doubters that really were saying anything. Now, since Hicks picked that, another one that really came to my mind too was Matthew Stafford. All right, I was saying that for ever since episode 1. He's a baller, man. He is a baller. He's stuck on the awful Detroit Lions, but the fact that he's got the Rams, he's got a good defense. He's got some playmakers, man. I'm telling you, Matthew Stafford is going to be doing this week in and week out, and it really wouldn't surprise me if they're going back, honestly, deep into the playoffs.
Good. You talk about deep. I'm about to go deep into the woods on this one. My stock up player, what you guys are listening here, is Elijah Mitchell, running back for the 49ers. He is the first 49er rookie to have over 100 yards in his rookie debut. So that's saying a lot for a storied franchise like that. So that's also another fantasy pick. Some of you guys can pick up off the waiver wire. This kid is from Louisiana. He was a 6th-round draft pick, the 194th pick. He starts, he actually doesn't start in this game. Mostert gets hurt, who's out for the season. Hate to see that, but this kid stepped right in, man, had over 100 yards, averaged 5.5 a carry, had a touchdown. So this is a kid to look out for. So he's definitely my stock up player, a player that no one knew before week 1. And that's the special thing about the NFL. No one knows some of these guys, and then they pop up on your screen and they become household names. So Elijah Moore, stock up player.
Talk to him.
All right, next we're gonna go stock down player. Any of you guys want to begin?
I'll start this one. So honestly, I thought it was tough to pick a stock down. I feel like there was just a lot of good football this week, man. Saying that, I'm gonna go Tua. All right, and I really didn't hate his play. I think he played okay. But just with all the controversy that's going over there, whether Tua is going to be the guy or not, I think he had a lot of pressure on him to perform really, really well in this first game. And the fact, I mean, he went 16 for 27, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So, again, not bad, but it's not like the guy type of thing, So, I think he really needs to step up, these next few weeks till people are going to start calling Deshaun Watson's name, get him in the building. But, I'm going to go Tua as my stock down.
My stock down is the most obvious, I think, of everyone. Aaron Rodgers.
I knew it.
He dropped a goose egg, basically. He didn't put up no touchdowns.
I'm right there with you.
They had 3 points, you know what I mean? And they got embarrassed. So it's weird. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I was saying before, I can't see Aaron Rodgers coming out and having a good season knowing that he's leaving. Well, it doesn't really benefit him to do so, because even if he does nothing, no one's going to be like, well, I don't think he's good anymore. But if he goes out and puts a lot of effort in, he risks getting hurt or, I don't know. It's just, I feel like him getting them a championship really doesn't benefit him any type of way. So that's my stock down player.
I got a question for you on Aaron Rodgers. Is he sabotaging this season?
No, man. He loves the game too much, man. It hurts my heart. Watching that game really hurt my heart. As you guys know, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers advocate. I have no words.
Just a bad performance. We'll chalk it up.
Just a bad day, man.
I don't think that he was sabotaging anything. I don't think any of the players are gonna.
No, totally. I don't either. But that question is being out there, But
what I do think is every athlete, no matter what type of athlete you are, knows there's going, and then there's going through the motions. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we get on ourselves for doing that sometimes. Sometimes coaches get on us for doing that. But there's times where you find yourself going through the motions. And I'm saying that Aaron Rodgers maybe by a process of like subconscious even, find himself going through the motions this season.
Right.
Hey, people forget these are human beings, man. You know what I'm saying? They might be all stats and stuff to talk about and fantasy points and all that. They're still human beings, so they got it with real emotions, so you really have to put that into play too.
My stock down player is Matt Ryan. That's like the easiest one to go to. Matt Ryan, they scored, I don't know what they scored. I mean, they got whooped up on. To me, the Falcons, I know they drafted Kyle Pitts, but on the low, they probably should have drafted a quarterback. Like, Matt Ryan is immobile. He's always been immobile. He doesn't get the ball out quick, a la Tom Brady, who's also immobile, but he gets the ball out quick enough to where his athletes can do something with it. He just looked bad, man. Matt Ryan has no juice, man. And that story is just old, man. It's played out with him at quarterback, and ever since that 28-3, he ain't been the same, bro. So I just don't know. That's easily my stock down player. Matt Ryan, I don't know what's going to happen. I think this is his last year in Atlanta for the Falcons. They're going to get rid of him. New coach too this year. He going to see like this cat is not what he's all cracked up to be, and I think he going to want to get rid of him after this year. So that's my stock down player.
Yeah, he looked bad. He looked real bad. I saw a meme. It was like, y'all want to see a dead body?
He laid out, huh? Face down too. Dang.
Talk to him.
All right, let's get right into these picks, man. That's what the people want. That's what we want, so we're going to give it to you. This is our segment, Pick the Winner. We're going to begin with the Thursday night matchup. The New York Giants visit the Washington football team. This is a 7:20 kickoff on NFL Network, and this will be held in Washington, D.C. Kyle, I'll let you begin. Who do you have as the winner in this matchup?
Yeah. So in this matchup, I'm gonna go with the Washington football team. I think the Giants just didn't look too good last week. The Washington football team, I mean, their defense is still stacked. They're looking pretty good. And I really don't think the Giants line is going to be able to stop Chase Young at all night long. So I'm gonna go Washington on that one.
Part of me wants to say Washington, but I just don't know about Heineke. He's like an XFL quarterback. And then I want to at least feel like the New York Giants at some point, Saquon's going to come
your team,
on.
your boys.
You know what I mean? Even though they took a little L last week. So I guess I'm going to roll with the home team and go watch the football team. But it's by a slim margin. I don't see this being a very good game. Let me just say that.
No, I think there's going to be a very low-scoring game. The total between these two teams is actually going under in 5 of the last 6 matchups. And speaking of the trends, the Giants are actually 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games when playing Washington. So, that goes to show you that that matchup there traditionally, or at least recently, the Giants have done fairly well there. I'm going to go with the Washington football team as well. I think these teams are both evenly matched. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to go with the New York G-Men, the Giants. To me, they have more playmakers. I think Washington's defense, it's a good defense, of course, but I think it's a little overrated, and it becomes even more exposed when you don't have a quarterback that can sustain drives. The worst thing for any defense is being on the field way too long. I think they're going to be on the field way too long on Thursday. It's a short turnaround, and clearly they have less prep days for the Giants. I think the Giants this is a great game for them to be able to cook up something, get Danny Dimes. I actually got to take that nickname away from him. He wasn't Danny Dimes in week 1. But Danny Jones, I think he'll be able to do at least something. Obviously, Saquon, he's back in full effect. I just feel like the Washington football team, they just don't have enough. It will be a low-scoring game, but if the Giants can pull off 17 to 21 points, I don't know how many the Washington football team scores, so I'm going with the G-Men in that matchup. All right, next game, we have the Texans at the Cleveland Browns. Kyle, who do you have?
Texans at the Browns.
Yes.
I'm for sure gonna go Cleveland. Home team, first off, they're still stacked. They played a really, really good game to the Chiefs. The Chiefs do what the Chiefs do, always come back at the end somehow, some way. So I really don't hate the Browns for that happening to them. I'm taking Browns by a big lead here. And the Texans, they played okay. I mean, they got a good dub week 1. It was against the number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence. But again, like I said, the Jags are a lot more than a quarterback away from being good. So I'm gonna go Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna go Browns as well, for all the same reasons Kyle said. Houston did have a good win. Tyrod Taylor, he looked good, but that was against Jacksonville. Meanwhile, Cleveland played Kansas City pretty much tooth and nail, and then the unfortunate interception at the end, it kind of changed the tide. But yeah, I'm gonna go Browns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Browns too. But I will say, if I don't know what the number is on this one in terms of the spread, I would probably take Houston. I feel like just in the numbers and the spreads, but in terms of actually winning the game, I got to go Cleveland Browns here. I told you boys about that matchup between the Browns and the Chiefs. Browns are my upset pick for that week. They fell short because the Browns are eventually going to Browns like they normally do, and they did that, man. They coughed that game away, but I think them being back at home, understanding the significance, you guys got to understand, if a team goes 0-2, their chances of making the playoffs significantly drop. So they understand this is a must win. As early as it is, this is a must win for the Cleveland Browns. I have them winning that matchup. All right, next game, we have the LA Rams visiting the Indianapolis Colts. Kyle, who do you have?
Yes, sir. So like I said, my Colts didn't do too well last week. With this, as much as it hurts me, I have to go Rams, to be honest with you. What I just
wow.
Said, that hurts for me to say. All right. So I'm sorry, Colts fans out there. I'm still with Colts Nation. I still want them to win. Okay. But like I said, dude, Matthew Stafford is a freaking video game. Even when he was on the Lions, he has statistically always played well in Indy. So I'm gonna go with the LA Rams.
There's really not a lot to be said that, Rams. Obviously, Carson Wentz, he's trying to battle back Rams.
So you guys didn't like Carson Wentz's performance in week 1?
It's not that I didn't like it, but
I think there was just so much hype, man. There was just so much hype about it. I do, as much as I was saying, I don't think him being away from the team, not getting as many first team reps because, again, foot injury and then COVID, I didn't think that would really affect it much, but I think it did ultimately. I'm still a big believer in him. I still think he's going to get us there, but just, first couple weeks are going to be tough.
Yeah, and to me, the Colts just don't have enough, man. I don't know if T.Y. Hilton is still out. If he's not playing, yeah, okay. So a couple weeks, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they just don't have enough. And like you guys mentioned, quarterback for quarterback, like I think Matt Stafford is head and shoulders above Carson Wentz. I don't think anyone would ever, try to refute that. The Colts are actually 17-6 straight up in their last 23 games at home. But when you're playing another dome team like the Rams, who have, like you said, Kyle, an all-star quarterback that has been freed of the wretched Detroit Lions, I think that the Rams have everything to really make this a blowout, man. I don't think it's going to be close. I got LA Rams by a lot of points. Big blowout. All right, next game we have the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna give you guys some trends and some stats. All right, Buffalo is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games when actually playing Miami. And Miami is 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games at home. So that's a little bit of an iron versus iron right there. Kyle, who do you have?
So this one's tough. Miami actually did get the surprise win, I think, over the Patriots 1 point. That was a pretty good game. And Buffalo took a tough loss to the Steelers, who, again,
that was a battle.
Steelers, man. Something about the Steelers. Like, it's much stuff that goes on. Chris Tomlin. Is that right? Yeah, Chris Tomlin. Did I say that right?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I was like, that did not sound right. So Mike Tomlin, I mean, he's a really great coach. But I'm gonna go Buffalo, to be honest with you. I think Josh Allen, he's gonna come back, upset with how that first game went, and come back and ready to get a dub. So I'm gonna go the Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Bills too, just because I think they're gonna be a contender. And like you said, the 0-2 would be real tough after they took that loss to the Steelers. And even though I think Tua and Miami played a good game last week against the Patriots, I'm gonna have to go Bills.
I'm actually gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. I was gonna go with the Bills, and literally the last 5 seconds, I said, you know what? I want to go with Miami. I feel like all 3 of us going with the Bills. That's just what America is going to do. That's what Vegas wants us to do. I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins here. I think we look up and we were so high on the Bills, and then we turn around after 2 weeks and say, how are they 0-2? And I think the reason why they're going to be 0-2, they played a tough Steelers. They have a really great defense. That was a low-scoring game. Clearly, they were able to slow them down. Miami also has a really good defense. I think Miami takes the game plan that the Steelers employed. They use it, and I'm actually going Miami at home, man. Give me the Dolphins. Give me Tua. Give me Brian Flores, and I really can't wait to see that matchup. All right, next game. So we have the Patriots visiting the Jets. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. I think this one's an easy one. I'm gonna go New England. Bill Belichick knew. I didn't look up this stat or anything, but something just is telling me that Bill Belichick has been played very well against the Jets for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go New England. Yeah, so I'm gonna go New
yeah.
England. I think Mac Jones again. Every single week, I think he's gonna get better and better and better. And again with another rookie quarterback over there who obviously did not do so as well. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Smart.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. I just saw some of the highlights from that Jets game, and I saw him on the sideline with his helmet off, and he just looked like 15. I was like, man, he just doesn't look like an NFL winner to me. I think 2020 is going to be a big struggle for him. And man, the Jets. I just don't get it.
You hate the Jets, man.
Nah, no, I don't. I mean, I like.
Don't say you like. Wait, don't say you like the Jets. You don't like the Jets.
I like when Favre played for the Jets. I like Wayne Corbett. You know what I'm saying? I like Vinny Testaverde, Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
What else? I like Curtis Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they probably wish they had all them cats back.
I like Bill Parcells, but it's just that
none of those guys are there.
None of those guys are there.
They got a rookie quarterback. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that, man. Yep, I think we look up and, the Jets win, a handful of games this year. Like rookie quarterback, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your woes. We talked about 0-2. You can't go down 0-2. If anyone knows that better than anyone, it's Bill Belichick. Patriots, to me, this is a lock. This is a guarantee that they actually win this game. So give me the Patriots there. Patriots are actually 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against the New York Jets. And New England is actually 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games when just generally playing the Jets. So they normally do pretty well. Next matchup, we will go with the 49ers versus Hicks's Philadelphia Eagles. Let me get some stats on that one. San Fran is 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games on the road. And Philly is 8-1 against the spread in the last 9 games when playing San Fran. They're also 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games at home. So, Kyle, who do you have in this matchup?
A little contradiction there. Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers. I do. Well, no, I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Philly on this. I really do like Jalen Hurts a lot. I mean, San Fran.
That's a stock-up player, by the way.
I know, yeah. San Fran's got some. I mean, they got some weapons. They got a really good defense. But I don't know. I just really, really like Jalen Hurts and what they're doing over there in Philly. I think he might be one of the answers over there. I think he might be a lot of like a McNabb back over there back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what they're going for him with that. And if they get that accomplished, I think that the sky's the limit for him. So I'm gonna go Philadelphia on that one.
Of course, I'm gonna go Eagles fly. San Francisco. Trey Lance hurt his little finger, and the fact that they had kind of 2 quarterbacks let me know they didn't even really have one. On the other hand, Philly is a stock-up team. I feel like Jalen Hurts is a stock-up player. He threw for 300 yards plus again, just showing that.
He was in a pocket too. He was in a pocket throwing it. He got out of the pocket slinging it. Like, he looked really good.
Hey, the Heisman Trophy winner got a touchdown in the first game. We know he can get touches. 2 really reliable tight ends getting touches. Miles Sanders catching out of the backfield and getting yards on the ground. I just feel like and the most impressive thing about the Eagles, if you watch that game, their offensive line was ridiculous. The reason why he was able to do so much is because the offensive line was stupid. Like, they were killing. So I feel like if they could put up that type of play, you never know. Like, your team is automatically going to look pretty good. So I'm going to go Eagles.
Yeah, when you can block, the quarterback feels confident that he's going to be protected, he's going to look really good, man. I'm going to counter you guys. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. The reasons being, I think this is you talk about a chip on your shoulder. Jimmy G's got it. He's got a huge chip on his shoulder, man, and he does not want to relinquish that starting spot. The best way to do that is just win, baby, win. And I think he does that this week. I think the Eagles, they played the best they could last week. If you guys know, you guys watch NFL all the time. A team looks great one week. What happens the next week? They don't look as hot the next week. They typically stink or they underperform, right? And that's where Vegas gets you. They feel like, hey, the Eagles, they're going to be great. They're going to win 17 straight games. And then week 2 happens, and you're like, dude, the Eagles are the Eagles. Now, I do think the Eagles are going to be much better this year. They're going to do a great job. They have the potential to win the division, but I just feel like the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G, he knows he has to get early season wins to hold on to his starting spot. And I just feel like the 49ers have a much better defense than what the Eagles face week 1. Again, they beat the Falcons. The Falcons. Like,
True.
The Falcons. So I'm going with the 49ers there in that matchup. All right, next game we have the Las Vegas Raiders. That was a crazy game, by the way. Las Vegas Raiders versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just some information about that game. Las Vegas is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games when playing the Steelers. The Steelers are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games when playing at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's a lot of information, but Kyle, who do you have?
I honestly like Vegas's team better, but I'm for sure go Steelers. Again, home team, the odds and stats saying it's going to go that way. And honestly, I'm not a really big fan of Big Ben, but he's always somehow getting it done. Again, like I just said, I think it's more of Mike Tomlin than anything. But I'm gonna go Steelers on this one. I'm gonna be a homer.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well. Now the Raiders, they won against the Ravens, but they didn't necessarily look good. If you saw the game, and really Lamar, he struggled, and he didn't have anybody playing with him, so that's another kind of big key. But I think the Steelers, like everybody kind of knows them as being that same fundamental, foundational, winning franchise in the NFL, and that's what helps them win games in the beginning of the season when everybody's kind of running around. They still got Mike Tomlin. They still got like lots of intangible pieces that hold the team together from year to year. So I'm gonna go Steelers.
Yeah. I'm riding with you boys here. I think Vegas having one less day to prep for the Steelers clearly only hurts them. And truth be told, and I did call that upset, by the way, patting myself on the back. But I feel like for the Steelers, there ain't gonna be no upset with Mike Tomlin at the helm, and Big Ben, Hall of Fame quarterback, at the helm. So I feel like the Raiders, they got their early season win. And honestly, I feel like how things kind of go with the NFL, I feel like this is a perfect week again for the Raiders to have a dud. And I feel like the Steelers at home, what they're going to bring. It's the reason why they are the Steelers. Play lockup defense, smash mouth football. I think Big Ben has a really good day. So give me the Steelers in that matchup. Next game, we're going to go with the New Orleans Saints visiting the Carolina Panthers. This is a divisional matchup. The New Orleans Saints are 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games when they play the Panthers. That's pretty good. The Saints are also 13-2 straight up in their last 15 games on the road. So with that being said, Kyle, who do you have?
So I'm gonna go right along with those stats, dude. I'm gonna go New Orleans. I mean, we've already talked about it most of the show. Jameis went off. I'm a big believer in him and his LASIK now. I'm very excited to see what he's actually gonna do this season. Kind of just eating W's all day. But I'm gonna go Saints, even though, I can't even argue for Carolina. I'm gonna go Saints.
Well, I'm gonna go with New Orleans. Jameis Winston, he looked like he last week came to win. I feel like he's gonna bring the same type of energy this week. And I don't know. I guess that the guy from the Jets with Sam Darnold, he looked good as well. But I don't think they got anything on the Saints. I'm going with New Orleans.
This is a really good matchup between these two with the divisional teams. Like I feel like these teams know each other, even though there's a lot of new players. I do feel like these teams know each other. And I feel like Carolina with Sam Darnold has potential to win this game. I don't know why, but I feel like they do, especially with their offense. I feel like their offense is going to be one of the better offenses this year. McCaffrey, obviously, in the backfield. You got Robbie Anderson and all those other receivers out there. Sam Darnold can do just enough to score some points. But it's very hard for me to go against the Saints the way they look at week 1. It really is. So if Jameis is playing even half the game that he played, I think he had 14 completions and 5 of those went for touchdowns. So I'm not a mathematician, but that's almost 1 out of every 3 passes was a touchdown last week.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do think this is going to be one of the better games. It's going to be low scoring because the Saints, I always talk about the defense. I always try to give them a shout out, man. Shout out to the Saints and their defense. I feel like they're going to be able to slow down Carolina Panthers. And with that being said, divisional game, I want to take the home team, but again, it's hard for me to go against the Saints the way they look. So give me the Saints. All right, next matchup. Quickly, we're going to go with the Denver Broncos visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. A couple stats on this game. Jacksonville is 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing Denver. I wouldn't have guessed that. So with that being said, Kyle, who do you have in this matchup?
I'm going to still go my 2-glove Bridgewater, 2-glove Teddy. I think he looked pretty good. Yeah, I think he looked pretty good in week 1. Again, Jacksonville losing to the Texans, who I thought was the worst team in the league. There's no way, until we see something different, there's no way I'm seeing Jacksonville winning any game right now. So I'm gonna go Denver.
It's gonna be tough for Trevor Lawrence too. I know he took his first regular season loss. And that was probably hard, but the good thing is he'll get another one this week that will help ease the loss from the one from last week. So I'm going to go Denver. I think that Teddy Bridge is coming back and showing people that he still is a viable source of a great quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. This would be the second win for the Denver Broncos. This is the easiest game on the slate. Bro, if I was a millionaire, I would put 999,900,000. What would that be? 1 million. Well, I would take everything I had in my bank account and put it on the Denver Broncos. That's a little tricky because they're the away team, but I don't see any scenario where the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Denver Broncos in this matchup. Give me the Broncos. All right, next matchup, we're gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Arizona Cardinals. Kyle, who do you have?
Yeah, so this one I think is also another easy one. I'm for sure going Arizona, dude.
Wow.
Dude, their defense is insane. Okay, I said they were my stock up, my surprise team to make the playoffs weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Talk your talk.
You know what I'm saying? I think I was proven right for at least week 1. All right. Kyler Murray is a dude, man. I mean, did you guys see that move that he literally ran across the field, ran back, put a defender on and then threw it downfield?
He said,
that was
video game.
Oh my God, that was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. And he has been doing that same stuff quietly the last 1 or 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
He's Michael Vick with a better arm.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. Now, even though he does look like a child out there when standing next to the whole team, I think it's hilarious. But he balls out, man. He balls out. So I'm going to go Arizona by at least 3 touchdowns.
Ooh,
he said 3 of them. He said 3 touchdowns. You hear that?
Them bad boys.
Talking his talk. Okay.
Arizona just put the Titans down under. And this is what's weird about teams like Minnesota and guys like Kirk Cousins and teams like Arizona. Arizona is a good team. Are they a great team yet? Are they solidified? No. What does that mean when you say that they're not solidified or they're not great? That means that they still have the potential to drop the ball sometimes in situations that they shouldn't. So the thing about teams like Minnesota and guys like Kirk Cousins are, what type of team are they? They're a kind of underperforming team. So what does that mean? That means that usually they do a good job with it, except for when they really need to and they up against it. Now, do they really need to win this game? Kind of, but kind of not. But I more so feel like it's one of those games that throughout the season, Minnesota they would win. And we'd be like, oh, remember they beat them. It'd be like, yeah, but they're not going to win when they need to. So I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to go Minnesota on this one.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it doesn't sound crazy. Minnesota's actually 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games when they played the Cardinals. So to me, this game could really go either way. When a game can go either way, I want to go with the home team. And this is a reoccurring theme for this episode. I talked about it. We all talked about it. If a team goes 0-2, their chances to make the playoffs drop. So these teams know that. The coaches know that. The franchises know that. The fans know that. We all understand that. So to me, this is as early as it is, this is almost a must win for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, do they actually pull it off? Hicks, to your point, they are an underperforming team. They are very underwhelming. They beat the teams kind of they quote unquote they're supposed to beat, like my Lions. But then when they got primetime games or they got matches they have to win, they normally come up short there. Something in my soul is telling me to go with the Vikings. So I'm gonna roll with that, man. 5-1 in their last 6 games. We're playing the Cardinals. I'll take my chances there. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is another guarantee win. You guys already know where I'm going here, but Atlanta is 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against Tampa Bay. Adversely, Tampa Bay is 5-1 straight up in their last 5 games. So, Kyle, who do you have?
Bucks, Tom Brady, the GOAT. That's all I gotta say.
Layup, easy. Hicks, who do you have? No, not so easy, my friend, huh? What are you thinking?
Well, I just think that Tampa Bay's obviously going to win, but I think that Arizona may actually come out and give a little bit more. I don't think they're going to get rolled again. Let me say that. I'm going to go that.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tampa Bay with the win. I do agree. I don't know what the actual number is, but I will probably lean towards Atlanta on the actual points. But Tampa Bay, they have a greater mission than what the Atlanta Falcons actually have. Like their goals are way loftier than just simply trying to make the playoffs or trying to maybe come second in the division. And oh, by the way, this is actually a divisional game between these 2 teams, so this goes a long way in the standings. Give me Tom Brady, give me GOAT Brady, give me Tampa Bay. Easy win for them. All right, next matchup, we're gonna go with Dallas Cowboys visiting the LA Chargers. So with this matchup, let me pull some stats. Dallas is 4-1 against the spread overall in the last 5 games. Adversely, the Chargers are 5-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. Also, they're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games. Ooh, I did not know that. Really good matchup. Kyle, who do you have?
I think this is going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a dope game. It's going to be a dope game.
Really good game. I didn't even know this one was being played. So I want to say Dallas. Okay, I want to say Dallas. Like I said, from what we saw from Dak, I think he is back. Now, because it is the Cowboys, and as much as, again, they're my stock-up team, they still lost the game, all right? I think Dallas is supposed to win this game, so I'm going to go the Chargers. I think Dak still throws for over 400 yards, a couple touchdowns. I think they still have a good game, but just because they're the Cowboys, and then I feel like the Chargers are going to pull up something out of their sleeve, and I'm going to go the Chargers at home for this game.
The Cowboys actually did look good last week, and I know that the Chargers came out and had a good win, but it's something about that 0-2. I just don't see the Cowboys as an 0-2 type of team this year. And I think that even though they still got Kellen Moore out there calling plays, which I don't know why, but Dak's putting up numbers, but they had a lot of drops last week. I feel like a lot of the things that happened to them were kind of self-inflicted. They had a lot of drops. Their defense is going to be a struggle. So that's going to, but hopefully the Chargers aren't too high powered, and I'm going to go with Dallas.
Yeah, to me, I feel like for some reason the Cowboys do not play well on the West Coast. The 0-2 thing, that's real. These are actually 2 of my quarterbacks I had as top 5 quarterbacks for 2021. I do think they'll both perform well. Who's going to be better in this matchup? I got to go with the veteran, man, because, again, we talked about the 0-2 thing. Like, the Cowboys know they can't lose this game, and for some reason, I feel like the Cowboys perform. They start early. They start hot. I think they'll be up 2 touchdowns early in this matchup because I feel like they need to have something like that early to kind of put the pressure on the second-year quarterback to feel like, hey, he has to, like, make a lot of plays. That'll just work into the hands of the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys in this matchup. All right, next game, we have the Titans versus the Seattle Seahawks. This game is the a 325 game on CBS. And a couple stats for this game. Seattle was 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when playing at home against Tennessee. So take it for what it's worth. Kyle, who do you have?
So I think on this one, so it's going to be in Seattle. All right. This is the first game that the entire stadium will be filled. So, Team 12 is going to be there. I think they're going to have a really big impact on this game. I'm going to go Seattle, to be honest with you. For the reason why, the way that the game went down last week with the Cardinals, I think Kyler Murray is very similar to Russell Wilson. So I think in the way that their defense struggled with him running around, they need for sure some scramble drill down there. So I don't think it'll be as bad, but I think something very eerily similar to this week 1 in Arizona. So I'm gonna go Seattle on this one.
Love it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Who you got, Hicks? Who you got? What you feeling, man? Talk to us.
I don't want Tennessee to lose this game. I mean, I'm not a Tennessee fan, or I don't even care about Tennessee. But I just feel like
we talked them up. Trust me, I'm in the same boat. We talked them up this year, bro.
I talked them up. I feel like the NFL thinks they're gonna be a good team, but there's no. I can't see how they come out of here with a W.
No.
Out. And it's like, if I just think about logically, just in thinking about football, I don't see it happening. I see Tennessee losing. I'm going with Seattle.
Yeah, man. To that point, like, how do you beat? Let's think about this. And the fans out there, think about it this way: how do you beat Seattle? You need to, number one, be able to pressure Russell Wilson. Do the Titans have anyone that is a sack master? No, their defense was terrible last year. I thought they would be better. In week 1, they did not get off to a fast start. How else do you beat the Seattle Seahawks? You must be able to keep the ball away from Russell Wilson. So you need to be able to run the ball. Titans clearly can do that. And then you need to be able to get some turnovers and have some big plays. Turnovers-wise, I don't think the Titans are capable of doing that. Big plays, they definitely can on offense. For me, this would have to, if the Titans are going to win, this must be a shootout for them. They need to be able to score, I would say, about 35 plus points to even have a chance here. If they can't do that, they're making this long trip for no reason. Because Russ is my guy. He's been my guy. He always performs well, especially at home, man. And what was the stat? Seattle was 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against Tennessee at home. So with that being said, I necessarily don't want to see the Titans go 0-2 because we did talk them up. We talked a good game. But as much as we were talking, everyone else is talking. And the more I realized everyone else is talking about the Titans being good this year, it made me almost want to get off that train because everyone feels like they're going to be great. And I don't like being in the consensus. I don't like being in, public Joe where everyone takes the same team. So I like Seattle in this matchup. They are the better team. They have the better defense. They have the better quarterback. They have the more explosive team. Seattle wins this matchup. All right, we have now last game of Sunday. This is a Sunday night game. It's a really good matchup. Really, really, really good. 7:20 kickoff on NBC. This is the Chiefs visiting the Baltimore Ravens. A few stats here. Nice, really good stats for KC. KC is 11-1 straight up in the last 12 games on the road. KC is also 22-3 straight up in the last 25 games. That is a crazy stat. So Kyle, who do you have?
Okay. Man, that's tough. Let me ask you this. If I can remember right, maybe you gotta look it up. When was the Chiefs' first loss last week? Wasn't it last year? Wasn't it week 2?
I think it may have come against the Raiders. It was early in the season. Yeah, I think it was the Raiders, probably week 2 or week 3. Yeah, I see what you're up to. Yep.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go Baltimore on this. First off, that stat just blew my mind. I mean, 25 games.
Son, like seriously, like the last 25 games, they won 22 straight. Like
that's pretty nuts. I think it's a great game. I think the Chiefs honestly maybe leading like toward the 3rd, 4th quarter. I think Baltimore will have it most of the time, especially after that loss they took last week. I think they're coming back with a vengeance. They're going to come back big trucks, back in the house, back at home, home openers. So I'm going to go Baltimore on this. And I feel like this is going to be just one of those one of those early losses one of the few losses that the Chiefs have that one of them's got to come eventually.
Hicks, who do you have?
I don't know if those guys are coming off the IR.
Yeah.
And Lamar was getting dumped on his head by a Raiders team that honestly looked weak. Like
their defense ain't all that.
Team. It's rare that a team loses to a team and you say, man, the team that they lost to, not only do they look better than them, but that team looks bad. Their team doesn't look very good. And Baltimore lost to them. And I think it's going to be really hard to beat the Chiefs. They're still the Chiefs. I feel like they're going to be hungrier this year. One thing, I just heard Patrick Mahomes say that he looks at Tom Brady and how passionate that he still is. And he says, I want to be able to go out and compete, and losing that last game like that. He said, I feel like honestly the better team won, but he was saying, I want to go out and compete every game. So I just feel like it's going to be hard to beat Kansas City this year. I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that. Hey, did you guys both pick KC?
No, I went Baltimore as much as I feel like I'm going to regret it later. But I'm going to just really be different. I switched on that staff.
Yeah. So again, fans, this is how I think about it. How do you beat KC? You got to be able to score more points than them. Clearly, they're the most potent and the most explosive offense we have in the modern football era. Are you able to get turnovers? The Ravens can do that. They can get turnovers. I don't think they can score with them, but they can limit the possessions for the Chiefs. If Lamar has to be the top rusher, and clearly he has to throw the ball around the field and be the end all be all, be the Houdini, be the magic man for the Ravens to be able to beat this team, I don't think he's able to do it, because when the Ravens are at their best, they have a two-headed or three-headed monster, including Lamar, in the backfield. They don't have that right now. I like Tyson Williams, I think it's his last name, mainly because he has the same name as my son, even though I don't have the apostrophe. So I do like him for that. But other than that, man, like, they have Latavius Murray. He's a little long in the tooth there. I just don't see where the Ravens can actually score enough to be able to beat the Chiefs. So give me the Chiefs in this matchup. Plus, Patrick Mahomes has never lost to Lamar Jackson. So with that being said, to me, this is clear. The Chiefs will win this matchup. All right, last game. I am very excited about this because these are my boys, my Honolulu Blue Boys. I have my Detroit Lions facing the Green Bay Packers. This is the Monday night matchup, 7:15 kickoff on ESPN. I'm going to give you guys a few stats here. Detroit is 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games when playing the Green Bay Packers. I did not know that. Okay, so if you yes, 7-1 against the spread. So, again, this is a divisional game. NFC North, every team lost last week. So quiet as kept, my Lions are tied in first place in the NFC North. So Green Bay is 22-3 straight up in the last 25 games when playing at home against Detroit. Wow, that is disgusting. Green Bay is also 14-2 straight up in the last 16 games at home against any team. So Kyle, who do you have in this matchup?
All right. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go Green Bay. I have to. I'm still a big advocate of Aaron Rodgers. I think they're gonna, and like you said, the whole 0-2 thing. If this is his last year there, he's not making the playoffs would be such detrimental, not only the Packers, Green Bay, but really to
his legacy too.
Going forward. Yeah, exactly. His legacy, everything. So I'm gonna go Green Bay. Now, saying that, it honestly would not surprise me if Detroit came in there and did something.
Talk to me. Convince me. Look,
really
Kyle.
Would surprise me. I am loving MCDC. Anything that comes out of this man's mouth is as a meme, is a quote, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? But in a good way. So I think the grit that they're having, that the what's the word? Like who they are just as a team, I really like. Yeah. And with all the turmoil that's going on, and because of what happened last week, it would not surprise me if Detroit came in there and upset a lot of people's feelings.
Yeah, they got a don't quit mentality. They really take after that coach, right?
And they still scored 33 points against 49ers with a good defense.
Yeah, they almost won that game, man. We were so close to winning that game, man. But that's classic Lions, man. They start slow, they end fast, and it's they laid them dollars short when the final whistle blows. Hicks, who do you have?
I'm actually going to go Detroit, and they did play pretty good against the Niners.
Whoa.
And like y'all been saying since, preseason of this podcast, I think this is the year that Aaron Rodgers, because like I said, it doesn't matter who he loses to, he's not going to lose a bunch of games, but if he lost this game, I still don't think it would really matter. He's still the next, I don't know who they have next, but he'll probably still be the favorite. Even if he's not, he still has a good chance to win. So, and just hearing that stat line of how long it's been since Detroit beat them, I feel like it's due time. And I'm going to go ahead and go Detroit.
Yeah, and if you guys remember, you probably don't, but I think it was 2 years ago we played Packers Monday night, and we had that win wrapped up, and a referee had a bogus call late in that game, and it helped the Packers win that game. To me, the Lions have always played them tough. We talked about the stat. Last 8 games, the Lions have covered the spread 7 of those. So they can definitely do that. Now, we don't have Matt Stafford at the helm quarterback for us. We have Jared Goff. I'm not high on Jared Goff by any means. But we're going to fight. We're going to claw. And I say we because I am a part of the Detroit Lions franchise. I am a part of that team. I am a lifelong fan. With all that being said, I do think the Packers win this game. They can't lose it. Aaron Rodgers, they can't play any worse than what they played last week. So give me the Packers to beat my Detroit Lions on Monday night.
Talk to him.
All right, cool. So we're going to wrap up here. We kind of talked about this with all the matchups, but we're going to try something new. This is our Genie in a Bottle segment. This is where we predict a couple different things. 4 things we're going to predict. We're going to predict the upset of the week. We're going to predict the blowout of the week. Then we're going to predict, for you over and under fans, we're going to predict the highest scoring game of the week and the lowest scoring game of the week. You guys quickly, rapid fire style, let's give those predictions. Genie in a Bottle. Kyle, we'll begin with you. Who do you predict as your upset pick of the week?
All right, so my upset pick of the week, I said it earlier, I'm going to go Philly. I really like Jalen Hurts again. They're the home team, so I got Philly.
I'm actually going to go Philly as well. I feel like that's the one upset that I see happening for sure. That's like an upset.
Yeah, the one I'm going to go with, if you classify it as an upset, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins beating the Buffalo Bills at home. We talked about it. I think we look up, the Bills are 0-2. What's your blowout pick of the week?
Yeah, so blowout pick of the week. Yeah, I said it earlier not too long ago. I'm going to go Seattle. I think Seattle was honestly going to, again, score a few touchdowns over Tennessee. I think it's going to look a lot like last week, and I'm going to go Seattle.
I'm going to go Buffalo over Miami. I feel like they're going to actually wear Miami out, even though Miami's at home. I don't think Tua and the defense got enough. I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going down, go Brady. I think he smacks up on Matt Ryan again. I think 28-3 would be the other way around, but I think Tom Brady actually clinches the game and closes it out much earlier. I think this game is over at halftime. So my blowout of the week will be Tampa Bay crushing the Falcons. All right, over-unders real quick. Predict your highest scoring game of the week. All my genies out there, my Kyle and Hicks, you guys are the genies. What's your highest scoring game of the week?
Yes, sir. So my highest scoring game of the week, I'm going to go Dallas and LA. Again, 2 elite quarterbacks. The way that Dak and they both played this last week. I think Herbert goes over 330. And I think Dak goes over 400. So I'm going to go, so I'm going to go Dallas and LA.
Couple nice props right there too.
I'm going to go Minnesota, Arizona.
That's the one I had.
I think that both of their offenses, even though Minnesota took the L last week, it was just a really good effort on the Bengals' part. I think, like I said, they're going to come out with some fury. And we saw what Arizona did. They got like 4 lethal receivers, and that's going to be my pick.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick too. I think a sneaky game that also go that will be the highest scoring game, and mainly because